Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our weekend Q&A. And if you can hear me, please put the letter Y in the question box, and then I'll know you can hear me. Okay, thank you, Jim. And just so that you'll know, I'm on the mend here, and so I'm hoping that my voice will keep me throughout this throughout this session. This is really your session. I'll do some things to cover some things if you don't really have any questions. But other than that, um, then I will cover just a few things. We'll talk a little bit about the new PLR for tonight. And then if not, then I do want to kind of focus on any questions that you might have. Yeah, Jim. It appears to be a cold, and I'm not even sure how I got it. How do you get a cold when you work from home? I don't know how that happens. So I don't know how it happened. So no. Yeah, and it was and I don't get these things, right? So and partially because I'm just not out and about. But um but I'm trying to kill it with I think it's vitamin D and vitamin C and one more elderberry and zinc. So I take those on a routine basis. I don't take elderberry on a regular basis, but Zicam has yeah, and Zicam tip has zinc and elderberry. So I take those things as supplements anyway. So I don't do Zicam anymore, but I do the ingredients of Zicam. But anyway, um, if you have any questions about using your PLR, please feel free to write them in the box. I will take it, and and then we'll get into some things here. Um, I do want to tell you about our new PLR. It's volume 3 of New Marketer Workshop, and you can get it at the plrshow.com/new. And this is volume 3 of New Marketer Workshop. I'll talk a little bit about New Marketer Workshop tonight, and I did talk about that in our town hall, but I'll just kind of briefly go over some of those things again. Now, this particular one is going to be about intro to AI, and it's basically designed to kind of teach your new customers how to approach AI. And one of the things that I got into in the in the upgrade was some of the research that goes behind this, and just sort of some of the trends and how you can keep up with them and how your customers can keep up with it. And so between the front end and the back end, I think it's pretty. It's not everything, right? But it's a good bird's eye view, and it's a good way to think about the entire process. So I think if your customer goes through all of the basic and advanced version, then they'll get the real perspective. And just as an aside, um, this course is going to be a bonus course for Ultimate Insiders. So, even though I've already done the Ultimate Insider course for the month of April, um, as long as I continue to, as long as I'm able to produce this second title of New Marketer Workshop, I'm going to do that also and pass that on to Ultimate Insiders. Also, so if you are an Ultimate Insider and you're listening, I'm going to be passing that on to you on the last day of every month, right? And so that would be tomorrow. So even though I've launched it today to the public, I will be dropping that into your account tomorrow, which is Sunday. All right, and not that it's always going to be Sunday, but it's always going to be the last day of every month. Okay, so that's New Marketer Workshop Volume 3. I just talked about that. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to ask. Now tomorrow I'm going to do a brief training on Auto GPT, and that's going to be a bonus that I'm giving you if you get the fire launchers. I think they've got prompts and stuff. I think what they told me was that this was not a course they're selling. They're selling literally the prompts, and they're giving you unrestricted rights. So I guess you can use it as a bonus or you can sell it. What I'm going to be teaching you tomorrow is basically just the concept of auto prompting, which is so that you have a different mindset. So you're not going to the AI and you're not saying, well, give me back this information. You're telling the AI, okay, here's what I'm trying to do. You tell me the prompts that I need to put in, and then it will automatically, and some of the platforms will actually enter those prompts for you. And so it's a different mindset. There's a different way of doing and working with an AI. So that's what I'll be talking about tomorrow. And if you get their PLR there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you that presentation that I do tomorrow, and I'm going to give it to you with unrestricted rights. And so you just, whatever you want to do with it, you want to give it to your customer, you want to redo it, whatever the case is. Now, the only thing I will say to you is that one of the things I taught in the one of the things I taught in the course was was voice cloning. And the only thing I'll say is that you cannot clone my voice. So I'm gonna have to start putting that in uh, certificate that you know uh, that I'm not giving permission for. So you cannot clone my voice. You can clone your voice. So if you get to that point in the advanced course, I show you how to use 11 Labs. It's not all that hard. And you go through there and you upload your audio, and it does a pretty good job. And what I did was in the advanced course, I actually gave you the file where I did my own. You'll get to hear how close it is to. And my wife says, and which my wife would say, is that that's not you. So I thought it was pretty close. So you'll be able to hear that when you get the advanced course. But anyway, I'm going to be teaching Auto GPT tomorrow, and that's going to be a bonus for the people that pick up Vikram's um, PLR there of prompts. Okay, so this is our weekend Q&A. So if you have any questions, let me see if I've got some questions here about PLR. And unfortunately, I don't have my glasses, so um, yeah, no, George, you don't have to send me your receipt. What I just put the webinar link in there to the checkout area, and what I'm going to do is once that's over, then I'll give you a member area to um, download the new content. But all I did there right now, and I just did this, was to put a webinar link there, and it might even say tonight, but not going to be till tomorrow. It's going to be tomorrow afternoon. So that's when the webinar will be. I will show Auto GPT, and there's one platform in particular that you want to kind of pay attention to. I went over this in the advanced course, so I went over it step by step in the advanced course. I'm going to show you one platform to do this. I'm going to show you the basic concept, and then once you understand it, you can go and run with it. Um, yeah, but one of the good things about if you go over the voice cloning video, um, one thing you could do is if you wanted to redo, let's say, video PLR, which again, I don't really necessarily think it's a good use of your time. But if you wanted to, let's say, clone your voice, and then you wanted to take a transcript and you want to match it up with a video based on your voice, that's a good way to use it, right? And so you could do that, right? And maybe what I'll do one weekend is we'll design the training specifically around how to redo PLR videos. I don't like doing those because I'm on record as saying it's not a good use of your time. I'm on the record as saying I don't think you should be redoing PLR videos. I think I see Steve here. You get videos like that. I think he's done just about everything on WordPress. I think that if you're redoing his voice, you're kind of like that's not a good use of your time. That's not even leveraging, what it is, that people are doing. So, uh, but that's for voice cloning, and again, that's going to be inside of the course. So, no, George. If you want to come to the live session for tomorrow, you can. You can sign up for that call. You do not have to. When that call is over, I will download it, and then um, I will then yeah, edit it is what I'm saying. Um, okay, let me see. Question, Jim. Uh, I would like to get one of the behind you. Uh, okay, one of the You like to get one of the trifold things you've got behind you. Is there a name for them? The trifold things I have. You mean physically behind me? I mean, if you're talking about internet marketing, I'm not sure. Tell me what you mean, and then I'll be happily to answer. Um, okay. Any other questions about PLR? I'm gonna just fly through a few things here, and um, the screens. The screen. Thank you, Janice. Um, these are called shoji screens. The shoji screens, and you can get those at you can get them on Craigslist. That's where I got mine. So just write in shoji, literally SHOJI, literally nothing. Um, I got I got 4 of these for less than, I don't know, but I got them on Craigslist now. I got them for $50. I had to drive a little bit to go get them, and I've got if I've got a bunch more upstairs, and so the only reason I don't have more is because Mrs. Harper told me I had to stop buying shoji screens. So, so yeah, so I've stopped. I had a thing about them for a while, and I was buying them. So, I've got more. Uh, okay, yeah, exactly. Edward says yes, dear. Yeah, exactly. But I think after the 10th one, she said, Charles, we don't. Why do we have why do we have 10 of these things? So anyway, um, okay. Let's see, George. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'll send you a calendar invite. Yeah, we'll look at Monday or Tuesday. Yep, Monday. Um, yeah, but shoji screens, you can get them on Craigslist. You can get them on if you pay full price, they're not a lot of money, right? They're not a lot of money even at full price. Amazon's got them too, right? Yep, Amazon got them too. The shoji screens are what they're called. Sometimes um, they're called room dividers. Some people, because when on Craigslist, people list them the way they're in their brain, so they don't always write them their proper name. But the proper name is called shoji screen. All right. Okay. Good question. Let's see. Um, Let me kind of go through here. This is from the town hall that I talked through the other night. And one thing that we talked about, I'm not going to talk about that, um, is basically is how you're going to find that market of people outside of Warrior Plus and JVZoo. And so that's a hard market to find, especially if you're going to sell them, if you're going to be teaching people about business. What this basically means is that you've got to build an audience, and and nobody can tell you where that audience is going to be. And what happens is that the default is that the easiest thing to do then is to default to like the make money online crowd. Nothing wrong with that because these people buy, information products. The thing is that I think you probably know about our market is it's not necessarily loyal. And customer loyalty, and again, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact of life. It's just you don't have customer loyalty in the traditional sense. You can develop a customer loyalty if you operate outside of this market, right? So if you operate outside of people who buy information products for the sake of making money online and want to sell to other people to make money online, you could develop a customer loyalty. It's very difficult to develop a customer loyalty inside of our market or niche. Now, it just so happens that, and Jim says that people tend to buy where the cheapest product is, and that's just the fact of right. Um, you can be a long time player. You can be a man or a woman of integrity. At some level, somebody who has not been in the market as long as you and have as much integrity as you can outsell you just by adding in a lot of stuff and being it and making it cheaper. And that's I think what Jim's point is. And so whenever you're competing on the basis of price, and basically in our market you are, a lot of what you do is commoditized. And what I'm suggesting to you is that if you buy PLR, you've still bought leverage. You don't have to default to this market, what you've got to do is you've got to find an audience. And once you find the audience of people who want to understand online business, I would say, and and people think that I'm trying. I don't think anybody thinks I'm trying to say anything about Warrior, because I love Warrior Plus. You need to keep a firewall between what you do as a PLR buyer and what's happening on Warrior Plus, JVZoo, and Muncheye. You need to keep a firewall between your customers. And if you sell on that platform, what's going to happen is people are going to get into the deal of the day. They're going to get emails from Warrior Plus. They're going to start to see other vendors, and people just get distracted. And if you're going to be their coach and you're going to guide them and mentor them, well, you are kind of destroying their continuity. You're destroying any hope that they're going to not get distracted by all this stuff. It's impossible not to get distracted if you go to and you look at the top 10 products as a buyer. Here's what happens in your brain. You think, well, you might see a product and it says, you know, uh, I did, how I started doing this thing 5 minutes a day. You just think, well, I have 5 minutes a day. I could add on, if I could just do that 5 minutes a day, I could add that on to whatever I'm doing. And then I'll just take, and it'll only take me 5 minutes. That's what your brain is thinking. But you know in your heart it's not going to take you 5 minutes. You also know that it's going to take you a long time to make it work. And what happens to people is they're working on this one thing. They got a business model and people just get bored. And it takes a long time. So what happens is you see the thing that says 5 minutes, $1 a day or something like that. And you think, well, man, I can just sneak that in. I can add that on. And then you end up doing this, and it takes your focus away from the thing that you should be working on, the thing that you were working on. And that's the cycle people are in. Good people, right? And that's how people stay in the cycle for years and not grow because of the distraction. And so you don't need to bring your customer into that distraction. If part of your job, and I don't know if I've ever heard anybody else say this, part of your job is your job is to organize the internet for your customer. And I think there was Armin Morin who said that years ago. But your job is to make sure that they don't have to be on Warrior Plus, JVZoo, and in the Make Money Online market, because they're going to get that information from you. They're going to learn how to build their online business, and you don't want them getting distracted. And I'm not saying, please don't think that I'm saying you can't let them buy anybody else's products. And I'm not saying that. I am saying to you, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. The scenario that I just described, right? I'm the only one that can see your answers right now. The scenario that I just described, how many of you, just as a show of hands, put the number one if you have experienced that? The cycle of, just put the number one in the question box if you've experienced the cycle of uh okay, I'm just gonna nobody's gonna know. I'm gonna take this 5 minutes. I'm gonna buy this thing. I'm gonna add it onto my current process. It's only gonna take, and I'm gonna start working on this a little bit, and I just add on. Yeah, it's a natural thing. And so what I'm suggesting to you is that you need to find what you have to do, whatever it takes to build an audience, right? Even even having people to promote for you as an affiliate, that's not an audience. It's efficient. It's an efficient way of other people bringing you their traffic and customers. It's not an audience. It's not a loyal market. And so the only benefit of having an online business is your customer list. But if that customer list does not become an audience, right, then uh, those people have no loyalty to you. Their loyalty, I think, as Jim said, to the price. And so the challenge, your challenge as an online business owner is no different. You cannot shortcut this. I know a lot of people who shortcut this for a long time, and basically some of the people who have been in the business for a long time, and they've got market position, they've got massive lists, and so they were in this game 15, 20 years ago. They don't have to do this. But if you're kind of starting out and you're, I don't know, maybe you got 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people on your list, you're going to have to build an audience. All of us, you cannot depend on this process of I'm going to have people promote for me, I'm going to bring them their customers, they're going to be buying customers, because it becomes a grind. And the only way that you can circumvent that is, of course, you can sell high ticket. But even then, you're not building an audience. You're basically relying on the sales process, direct response. So any questions? Any questions about that? I did want to talk a little bit about let's see, what's it, 7:28. So um, let's see. I wonder what to talk about. I just wanted to talk to you about what new marketer workshop tutorials are. And basically what we are doing with those is they're going to be set to 20 videos for you to teach new marketers. Volume 1, we did a getting started set. Volume 2 is on autoresponders. Volume 3 is on intro to generative AI. So that's what volume 3 that I just released is on. Now, the difference between volume 3 and the other two volumes is volume 3 has a basic version and an advanced version. And the reason for that is that the only way I'm going to be able to get to 365 videos in 8 months is I'm going to have to do 40 at a time. So that means then that each month I'm going to have to do 40 and not 20. So next month it'll be one title, there'll be a basic version, advanced version, it'll be 40 videos, even though the basic version will have 20, right? I do suggest you get the advanced version for this one because there's some things in the advanced version like voice cloning, like scientific research, I could not put in the basic course because that would just wipe people out. It just, you put that in the basic course and people would think you're nuts. They won't understand it. They won't get it. I could have shoved it in there, but it wouldn't make sense. It needs to be an advanced course. And that's the kind of stuff I want to put in the advanced course are things that just would not make sense to put in the basic course. And this generative AI course, there are AI tools where you can get good research. Like, for example, one of the things I taught in the basic course is how to take a scientific research PDF, put it into one of the AI generation summarizers, and then to ask the summarizer questions about that PDF. So what that means is that you don't have to just go get like the same internet research as everybody else. Because one thing that's going to happen now with AI is everybody's going to default to the lowest common denominator. What I'm suggesting to you is that you need to raise your game a little bit. And so the way you raise your game a little bit is to get research that has more depth to it. How do you do that? Well, you get research that has more depth to it by going to places like Google Scholar, right? Your competition is not going to Google Scholar to get scientific information. But that's where when people make statements about, well, studies say, or there is a study done on this, they're just making a statement about it. But if you actually go and get the actual research and you can read it, and you don't have to be, and the when you understand the process I taught in the course, you don't have to be a scientist to read scientific reports. That's the thing. You're going to put it in the summarizer and you're going to ask questions of the summarizer about the scientific research, and that is what you cite in your research, and when you do your products. So your products should be, if you when you take this course, right, our AI course, if you go through the front end course, if you just do that one, I suggest you do both, but if you just do that one, you're going to be doing research that's going to be better than most of your competition, because you're going to get higher quality stuff, and you don't have to be a PhD in order to read it. Okay, so again, new marketing workshop is going to cover marketing from the technical perspective. You can kind of mix and match the videos from various volumes. So if you go through the entire funnel, you'll see there that I've also given you an opportunity to get volume 1 and volume 2. Now, here's the thing about this. Now, I am not going to lower the price of volume 1 and volume 2. So those are only going to get more expensive. So if if you're kind of waiting on me to put these in a bundle and to lower the price and all that stuff, I'm not going to be doing that. So the price might go up, in fact. And I'm not, I'm not trying to, do false scarcity or anything like that. I'm just telling you that when this gets to be 360 videos, I need to raise the price, right? So as time goes on, these evergreen tutorial videos are going to get more valuable to me. So I'm not going to lower the price. So don't hold out waiting for me to kind of bring all this down to a to to lowball you. It's only gonna go up in price, just so you know. Um, so you can put the new marketer workshop videos inside your own course. You can make them their own course. And one of the things and the reasons that I did this is that some of you all have some of our other PLR video courses. These courses reference other things that you can kind of speak to from our other courses. Like just about everything I've done, with the exception of this one, talks about Zapier. And so you can sell the Zapier course from the tutorial videos. So they're really made as to kind of glue some of the other courses together and for you to be able to market some of the other PLR videos that you have. So if you have a membership and one of the videos is talking about a concept, you want to make sure, like if you're talking about Notion, you get our Notion set, you can have that Notion link to your Notion videos where people can buy it then. Okay, and let's see. That's going to take 8 months. So 8 months times 40 videos. And so so April was month 1, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So December, right, the whole thing will be finished. When that happens, right, there's not going to be any more launches. And then I'm going to bundle it all up. And the only way you're going to be able to get these other volumes is going to be in one set. So if you want to get all 365, get them now while you can go through the funnel and get them. And then you won't be subject to price increase when I get to the end, right? So that's just now. The other way to get them, of course, is be an Ultimate Insider. Now, if you're an Ultimate Insider, you'll get them, right, at no charge. So that's really the easiest way to get them. That's really the the most cost-effective way to get them is to just be and say subscribe as an Ultimate Insider. You'll get that bonus. You'll get this selection as a bonus every month. Okay, so I'll just talk briefly about Ultimate Insiders here. Um, you get one title every month, and you get the bonus, right, which is the new marketer workshop title. Um, every other thing that we've done, you get it at 50% off the original price. You get access to our course platform, access to all their implementation courses. I talked about that in the town hall. If you haven't heard that, maybe take a listen to that. Um, and so we're implementing new marketer workshop, Video Academy Boss, PLR Boss, Virtual Summit, and then of course, you're always welcome to email me. Not that you're not welcome to email me if you're not an Ultimate Insider. It's just that I don't. I prioritize people who are Ultimate Insiders. It's just, I put people who are Ultimate Insiders at the top of the queue. And so once again, I mean, you can do that. You can take care of that at the plrshow.com/insiders. Okay, let's see, it's 7:36, and I was a little bit late, but I think I'm right at 30 minutes. So let me check and see if there are any questions. Kind of go back down here. Okay, Jim, yeah, Ultimate Insiders will get the advanced versions of also. Yes, you will get advanced versions. So Ultimate Insiders get the basic version and the advanced version of New Marketer Workshop. That's right. Yep, crazy deal. uh, okay, yeah, I will be emailing this as a recording. Um, yeah, Google Scholar is where you're going. You're going to get your financial reports. You go to scholar.google.com. If you ever want to make sure that your what you write is going to be elevated. Now, I think that Google Bard's chatbot will research um, Google Scholar. Now, here's the thing about chatbots. Both ChatGPT and Google Bard and Google Bing and Microsoft Bing. They hallucinate um, research reports. They literally make up scientific reports. They will tell you that they will give you a citation, they will give you an article in a journal that does not exist. So, so you do need to make sure that you use the tools that I taught in the advanced course. So if you go and you try to get a scientific report from the chatbot, I've experienced this. We have discussion boards in our classes, and I quoted I said, well, here's a study, and so my professor said, well, where did you find that? I said, well, and then I went looking for it, and it wasn't there. And literally, and then I started asking the chatbot. I said, well, you said the study. They said, well, I'm sorry, um, it doesn't exist. So um, there will be cases where Google Bard, Google Bing, ChatGPT, it will literally make up out of thin air a resource that does not exist. And there are reasons why that do that, right? But it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm not into trying to figure out why it's doing that. It just does it. I'm telling you. So you got to be careful about putting together citations you can't verify. And so you really should be following the method that I taught in the advanced course. You're going to use those reports. Okay, any other questions? Any other questions? Okay, once again, our new PLR, the volume 3 of New Marketer Workshop, plrshow.com/new. Make sure you go all the way through. Make sure to get the advanced version, as I've been talking about here. And then also Sunday, haven't decided on time. Haven't decided on the time. That is when I will do the Auto GPT training. Yeah, volume 3, Jim. I will add it to. It's gonna be tomorrow evening. Um, Tomorrow evening. Okay, yeah, Jim. Okay, so in terms of the okay, where the high level train, where to set up the high level. Okay, yeah, yeah. I'll do that now. So let's see. I will go into the. Forgive me, I'm looking off to the left here because I'm just going to have to do one part of this off screen, and then I'm going to, and we'll take off after this. I just need to go into the Ultimate Insider area, and let me go to the courses. I'm just going to do a search for. Okay, 1 second. Sorry about this. I'm no, I'm just. This looks a little weird looking off to the side here. So, but I just need to do this. Insiders. And okay, so George, if you go and you do a search, you do a search, and the searches should, if you look for the course title, Ultimate Insiders Set Up Your Video Learning Membership, right? So that there should be a separate course that you have. So if you go in your dashboard, do a search for Ultimate Insiders Set Up Your Video Learning Center Membership, and that course has 13 videos. This will walk you through um, the PLR process. So let me so from your side, this is what that's going to look like. And so there are 13 steps, and these are all the steps that you would need in order to set up your PLR product on that platform that you have. Yeah, you're welcome, George. Okay, yeah, so let's see, Edward's looking for the fire launchers thing. Okay, so I will put that here. That call will be tomorrow, and we will talk about Auto GPT. All right, so yeah, I just put that in the question area. I think I could put this in the chat area too. I think I can do that. See if I can do that also. Let me see. Type message here. Okay, so that message is now in the chat area as well as in the Q&A area there, Edward. All right, are there any other questions? Any other questions? I appreciate you all's patience. I kind of survived through this one. So, so you know. Any other questions? Okay, well, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. Have a great night and a pleasant tomorrow. Take care.